Hey you guys, this is Orla Moore. Looky here, Tarot Daily for January 20th, 2017. I've been meditating and shuffling on the cards. And let's see what we get. Alright, good. A lot better than what I saw for yesterday. And I'm happy with that. Okay, well. Card at the bottom of the deck. Ten of Pentacles. There's a solidarity here. Like, I feel like there's like a returning to the roots. Digging deep, like where you come from, how you do things, your customs, your traditions. Looking deeper into those things. Why you act the way you do and handle things the way you do is sometimes inherited from lineage, DNA, customs, beliefs, those types of structures. And the first card that came out for today is the Fool, and I do believe that it's taking you to buck tradition. Even yesterday with the Hierophant and the Ace of Swords, you could be bucking tradition. Honestly, cutting tradition out of things. To understand what needs to happen next. Like with the Hermit reverse yesterday and the Nine of Swords, I think there was conflicting thoughts, which is why people tend to overthink. Because things don't make sense. They don't add up, or they don't, you know what I mean, come to a resolution. Take for a moment all this stuff out of your mind as far as how things typically would go if such and such and such, or how my family, how my wife, how my husband, my friends would handle this, or what they would think would be the logical way to handle this. Like, I really feel like your approach to the things in your inner workings, in your inner life, the way you've been doing things, you've been doing them that way your whole life. And even if you started to change, there's still aspects of you that don't. They just don't. It's been this way since as long as I can remember. I've been doing it this way for as long as I can remember, and I do feel it's a time for freshness and a way of being innovative, charismatic, just changing the hue, the brightness, the saturation, the contrast of things. You have a black cat on a yellow, on the background is a yellow robe. There is a contrast. As delightful and personable as this person comes off to be, there's also a I like to say protection with that black cat, but also something taboo, so to speak. Like, it's just something that's unlikely, like differs from the situation. Like, there's something new. I've never seen it. I don't know. It's hard to explain, you guys. I'm trying to wrap my head around the thought. It's like it's like having that thing that sets you apart. It's like completely unlike what you're expected to be like. Now this Queen of Swords is coming. Queen of Wands is coming up in the love area. Friends, familial, enemies, and lovers alike. And I think you have a new approach to what it means to you, to the very connections that you have on a day-to-day basis. Like, your outlook has completely flipped from yesterday. It's like you've set it in your mind and decided, I'm going to take initiative. This ain't my problem. This is something else. Let me get let me try this, and maybe I can come to find out what's really going on, why I'm overthinking so much, why I'm having these nagging anxieties and stressors and not sleeping well. That's not what I want. That's not cool. So here in career and finance, Two of Cups comes right back up again. We saw the Queen of Wands and the Two of Cups yesterday. I have thoroughly shuffled these cards. I shuffled on camera too. They're coming back up. So maybe yesterday seeing them was a preliminary to what today could be. Like the energies that played during the day, during yesterday. You know what I mean? While that Hermit in reverse was there, and the Nine of Swords and the Death card, that's coming to terms with something. Now here we are having to, after having made a decision, I do feel that it is something that you can jive with. It's beneficial. It's like this is something that I can do. This is something that I enjoy, or this is something that pleases me. I get as much out of it as it's getting out of me. When I talked about giving love and receiving it, I said that for a reason. Now it's mutual. Either it's your work, you're falling back in love with your work, and what you put in, you're getting out. And I think it's because of the way you're now carrying yourself, the way you're being seen, maybe as the Queen of Wands. No one can do what you do how you do it. And that sets you apart. That is your uniqueness. That is what gives you so much prosperity here. And in a work and finance type of thing. I think whatever endeavor, job, career path, new hobby, whatever it is you're producing, it's fulfilling, or it can be the start of something on an emotional level that really has potential to be more. That Ace of Cups coming in yesterday, in love, I do feel that you have a new sense of what you love. Not necessarily who, but what it is. And what brings you that feeling of love. Like what you love to do, what you love to create, what you love to spend your energy and time on. Unexpectedly, we have the Nine Wands. Yesterday we saw so many nines, and here yet again is another one. And I feel that this ties in with the fact that you just came out of something so rough. Not retrograde rough. Not Mercury retrograde rough, but the aftermath. You still got some things weighing on your mind. You know, he's bandaged, but that doesn't stop him. He's still definitely holding his ground. He doesn't necessarily have to defend himself at this point, but I feel like you've come to a point where you can stand up for what it is that you're so adamant about. Again, like I said, looking back at traditions and way of doing things, you've accumulated so much knowledge, so much, I would say personal assets, not physical, but attributes even. Things that make you who you are, things that you'd fight for, things that you would defend, that you would protect. You've taken a beating, or you've taken some type of trauma because of that. And it's just, you have to keep in mind that what you're being led to do is for you to do. You're feeling compelled to handle things in a certain manner, and no one can come and just take that from you. No amount of doubt or naysayers or side talk or anything, no type of trauma can keep you from your truth and your knowing what you have to do. So, sorry for the noise. So, as the day goes on, here we have the Hermit. This time it's upright. So, I think you get some insights. You get a new, again, I saw that card, but I didn't think it was meant. But it came up again. It was right behind the Hermit, and I started to shuffle, and it ended up popping out. The Chariot. While you're in the Nine of Cups, yesterday did end with the Nine of Cups, but the Nine of Swords and Hermit reversed yesterday. It was some really stuck energy to me. Like, not Eight of Swords stuck, but like, I was talking about you having to defend your stance, your position. Definitely. Like, nobody knows why you're moving the way you are or what direction you're going in. And don't let their confusion be what confuses you. Like, you have to go your own way. You have to do things in your own manner. And working on that. Oh, it came up right. Working on that. They see the potential. They question it because maybe they wouldn't handle things that way, or maybe they wouldn't do things that way. And that's what makes you innovative. That's what makes you different. Okay? That black cat. Also, you got the white dog there. So there's a loyalty to your damn self to take that risk, to show people who you are and what you can do, and really just get out there. And I think you'll be well received. I really think so. And as history, comes to a head, yes, you've had to fight for a whole lot of notoriety or experience in whatever it is that you're looking to do. You have certain things at your disposal that nobody can take from you. Your experience, the time, and energy you put into things. Wands to me represent the spirit. They're energetic. They're not necessarily thoughts, but they are creativity and ambitions and goals and things of that nature. You have 2 9s here again. You know what I mean? So, again, you're finally, and we just left the 9 year. So I do feel this is stemming from things that did happen in 2016. We're trying to leave it. We're trying to leave it there and let this year, because it is a one, even though people always say, yeah, it's a new year, a new me, all that crap. Listen, there's bigger influences at play here. The Fool card, the Hermit, and the Chariot that came out are all showing me that you might be taking a risk, but you know what you know, if you know what I mean. And it's a time to use your willpower to afford that victory for your damn selves. You are spent from everything that did not happen, did not go, did not mesh, did not produce, did not just state the way it should have. Certain things that you may have started, or it didn't grow as planned. It's not time to try to keep growing a dead crop. It's time to replant some shit and maybe change what you're growing. So, maybe bell peppers ain't for you. Maybe you need to grow some cabbage. I don't know. Change the flavor. You are being watched. You're being admired. Your work is being admired. There's something that you're doing, like I said, that sets you apart. The way you do things, what you're producing, what you're bringing to the table is different, and it's brand new. It's a new way of doing things, and I think with all you've learned with the Hermit and the 9 of Wands, you can do that, and nobody can question that. That's something that, after all this time, it's like, well, I'm just gonna try this. I'm just gonna go in this direction because that's what it feels I'm being led to do. It's all about doing it. But at the same time, don't let anybody back you into a corner. Don't let anybody tell you that you're doing shit the wrong way, or, question you. Don't let people question you and your motive. Not motives. Like, don't let them question your reasons for doing shit. Sometimes you can't verbalize a reason. Sometimes it's just felt. You know what I mean? Something wasn't serving you. A way of life wasn't serving you. No, thank you. I don't. This is not fulfilling enough. This is where I'm headed. You got the 9 yesterday. 9 of Cups. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it will. You're gonna get that. That's you got the confirmation. Some sort of way. You've gotten the confirmation. Maybe it was the Ace of Cups yesterday. Maybe it was the Fool card today. That 2 of Cups. I don't know. You've gotten the confirmation. Keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path. Nobody can tell you you're not doing shit right. Nobody can tell you that you're not on the right track. You know what you know, if you know what I mean. You can't overthink it. You just gotta do it. Like I said, inaction is an action. Inaction is action. 4 swords, and I saw the 4 cards just a second ago. So I mean, another Cups card. 8 Cups. Hermit. So I mean, just give things the chance to materialize. Don't count anything out at this point. Keep your mind open. There goes the 2 of Cups again. Keep your mind open. You know, be understanding and compassionate with your own dreams, your own goals, your own ambitions, love life, job. Like, renew the vigor that you had when you first started that thing. But even if you want to take it in a different direction or do things in a different way, don't lose sight of why you fell in love with what you fell in love with. Take your experiences with you. Don't take the stress. Okay? So that is my message for y'all. Take a look back. You know, like you're watching a movie, and relive your life. Why do I do things like this? Why? Like, I don't really analyze that, because sometimes that can be the reason why we don't do things. You know, we want to, but sometimes that's the deterrent. So I hope this helped. If it resonated with you, let me know. Send your emails, questions, comments, concerns to mysticmadam@gmail.com. Yeah, that's all I got. I will see y'all later.